Guys, have you heard? Amazon has suspended some very big Chinese sellers which had between themselves $1 billion worth of sales. And Amazon has suspended them because they were found out to be taking part in fake reviews. And that's big news, and that's what I'm going to discuss with you today. That what does it mean for an honest seller, and is this enough or is it too little too late? Let's discuss. So I found out about this yesterday from a Facebook group, and I was like, wow, like, is this real? And then obviously I spent some time researching, and this was actually happening. I checked out myself a couple of sellers that I was tracking, and some of the sellers that people were mentioning in the Facebook chat, and they were gone. The listings were there. There were other sellers on it, but the main seller was gone. And yeah, it's a big move by Amazon, because for years this problem has been there for years, and Amazon wasn't doing anything about it because there was no proof of this. And due to a recent data breach, they got hold of this huge database, and it's by this safety detectives found. So this is a company, Safety Detectives, and they found a server, and it was apparently not password protected. Weird. But they found 7 gig of data which had 13 million records, including email addresses, WhatsApp, Telegram, phone numbers of vendor sellers, and their email addresses, surnames, PayPal account details, and Amazon account profiles of the reviewers. So Amazon got hold of this data and they secured it, and then obviously they have matched it up with sellers who were part of this scam that was being run, and they have taken down the main Chinese seller accounts who were involved in this. And Marketplace Pulse is reporting that between them, their estimated sales revenue is up to $1 billion. Obviously it's a huge number, but you can tell that Amazon doesn't really care how big of an account you are, how big of a seller you are. If you're caught doing underhanded tactics, you will get suspended. And is it permanent or not? We don't know. I guess we'll have to keep an eye on this and see if these get reinstated anytime soon. But the thing is, the take that I find really, really interesting is by the people at Tame, and they have got it right, because this is only a small annoyance to the way the Chinese sellers work and manufacturers work, who have got big operations. And so the way they work, as I will link the article in the description below, both of them. But the way they work is the manufacturer has they set up a separate operation in a different location, and in that office they have got multiple employees who all have got seller accounts. And it's because Amazon hasn't taken down the Asin. The Asins are still available. The brand is still available, so anyone can sell on that listing. Any new seller can list on that listing. So they haven't taken them down. They've taken one or a handful of the seller accounts down that were mainly found responsible. So it doesn't really deal with the issue. It might create a good PR for them that they are taking action, and Amazon has suspended $1 billion worth of sellers. They've suspended their accounts, and it creates PR, because there are a lot of people who are watching Amazon like hawks, because Amazon is a $1 trillion company, and they are being watched by lawmakers and journalists and whatnot. And so it creates a good PR for them that they are taking action and whatnot. But the real action they need to take, and that would be taking down the Asins, taking down the brand, and banning them from the site, to teach them a lesson that this kind of underhanded practice is not involved. Because at the moment, this banning a handful of Chinese accounts is not really going to do the trick, because it will create an annoyance for them that, oh, that got shut down. They will just set up another location again and employ another army of sellers who will create new seller accounts and brand registries and whatnot, and then start selling against that listing again. And unless Amazon takes that down, it's not really gonna, solve the problem for the honest seller. So, they are in this scam very deep, and they have thought of these, possibilities that one day we might get shut down. So what is the backup option? The backup option is another employee's account, and the second and third and the fourth and the fifth. So it's not enough to just take off one seller, they have to take down the listing, because once that is removed, then that will really hurt to that company, that they can't sell that product anymore and the whole product is gone, and they have to, you know, somehow get rid of the stock and stuff, and that would really hurt and teach them a lesson. I don't think that's enough, and I agree with Tame when they say that, you know, it's a short-term solution. So it's a step in the right direction. I think we'll have to monitor and see how this goes, but it's good news that Amazon is taking action. How far they go with it, that is a question that only time will answer. Links to these articles are in description below if you want to read for yourself, but it also gives you a bit of a warning to that don't engage into these kind of activities or launch services and things like that. Amazon has provided you PPC service, which you can use to rank and launch your service and gather reviews. And they also, another interesting thing is recently in March this year, they suspended their own early reviewer program, which was supposed to be a pilot project to, tackle or combat this kind of fake reviewing system. Instead, they were trying to create this incentivized review thing within Seller Central, but away from their Vine program. So that has been suspended as well, because ultimately I think like I said, they have people watching them like hawks, lawmakers and journalists. So even that would have been labeled as the same thing, that you are paying somebody for a review. It is not genuine. So they have shut that down. It's not available anymore. You can check in your seller accounts. You'll find out that you can't sign up to early reviewer program anymore. It's been phased out. So Amazon is trying to figure out a solution for this, but they're definitely not there yet. The next step in the right direction would be to completely banning those sellers and their ASINs, so they are really taught a lesson that not to engage with this whole method of selling on Amazon at all. Otherwise, the honest seller will always be at a disadvantage. So that's my take on this, and I will see you in a normal video again next time. Bye.